A nice warm bath at the end of a long day can be the perfect way to relax. Your tense muscles loosen up, all the weight is off your feet, and the smell of lavender bubble bath fills your nose. Time can really slip by when you're in there, especially with a book to keep you company. Before you know it, you've been in there for 4 hours. Or is it 5? Not only do your fingers and toes wrinkle, but so does the rest of your body. Your skin turns green and black. Fatty tissues escape your body and feel all slimy and slippery. What's that floating next to you? Is that your foot? Your foot fell off your body? Okay, hold it. This may be an extreme scenario, but the effects are quite similar to what happens to a human body when left to decompose underwater. Many people don't know what happens to human remains that stick to the bottom of the ocean, and with good reason. Most people don't hang out in the depths of the sea and study dead bodies for days on end. At least I sure hope not. But luckily, us crazy wanderers at Brainiac have dug up all the information just for you. If you're ready to hear about these grimy details, give this video a like and don't forget to subscribe. The reason why we don't find bodies washing up on our shores left, right, and center, besides the invention of the life vest, is due to scavengers. I'm not talking about something like a scavenger hunt where cute little campers solve clues to find a prize like unicorn stickers or a king-size candy bar. I'm talking about animals that feed on dead organisms. So in the wild, that would be a vulture that feeds on a deer that died from natural causes. In the sea, scavengers include prawns, crabs, turtles, and even sharks. Canadian researchers have put pig carcasses off the coast of British Columbia to see how bodies would decompose, and found by day 10, the bones were eaten clean by scavengers. Now let's say that a dead body, one that died from natural causes, was floating in an area where scavengers don't frequent. Time for a little game called Will It Float? The answer is maybe. If the body died by drowning, the lungs act like a sponge and soak up all the water into the body. In this case, the body sinks. If the body died after living a long and happy life and was requested to be thrown into the sea to forever live amongst the fishies, then it will float, especially if placed face down. The air in the lungs won't be able to escape. And most commonly, it will float upside down. This is how you'd probably see a dead body floating in movies and TV. The reason behind this is a little embarrassing, but let's spill the secret for science. Lifeless bodies tend to fill up with gas, especially near the, behind. So that part will float higher and cause the body to turn face down. If the body did drown, the first thing that would happen is called the death chill, or algor mortis. When the heart stops, the body immediately cools down to room temperature. This is called rigor mortis, but it's not until a couple days later that the skin cells will die out. Then the decomposition begins. If the body were outside in the open air, oxygen helps break down the remains. In salt water, there's less oxygen, so the body will decompose slower. But if it's in fresh water, it'll actually decompose faster than in open air. Soon after, the skin will turn green or black, making it look like the creature from the Black Lagoon. You know how when you sit in that bath for too long, your fingers begin to wrinkle? That's due to an evolutionary trait where our skin adapts to being underwater and makes it easier for us to grip objects. Even dead, our body still has that instinct. In fact, the whole body will wrinkle up, but the weirdest thing that happens to a human body underwater is that it turns into soap. That's right, soap. In cold water, bodies will create this fatty tissue that turns into wax, nearly the same substance used in regular soaps. There are a few unsolved things that happen to the body underwater. For example, between 2007 and 2016, severed hands and feet would show up on the shores of the Pacific Northwest, like British Columbia and Washington. The feet would still have running shoes or hiker boots attached. It's unclear whether these appendages are from drowned bodies or a weird message from a serial killer who hates outdoor exercise. But one explanation could be that scavengers, like the ones we mentioned earlier, could be gnawing off hands and feet first before getting to the rest of the body. All this is to say the human body is not made to be underwater for long periods of time. Ask Harrison O'Kenne, who was trapped under a capsized boat for 3 days. His skin began peeling away because of the water. Luckily, he was saved by a South African rescue team. So don't feel too bad about that 3-hour bath after a long day and a glass of wine. Now a 3-week bath? Have fun sleeping with the fishes.